Hello, everyone. I'm Sarahdawn. I am an author, a mother, a depression survivor, and what is known as an angel intuitive, which means I work with and channel the angels. And I love angels. They are my best friends. So if you spend any amount of time around me at all, you're going to hear about them a lot. So today, for this video, I want to take some time to just explain what my channel is about and what I'm doing here and why I've changed the name of my channel recently. So this channel is now my name, Sarahdawn Tunis. I call it the dreaming, believing, becoming channel, just like my blog, because the goal and the mission of both of them are the same. This channel started out as the Depression Warriors. So you'll see the first several videos on this channel are based on the Depression Warriors and the concepts that are in my book, The Depression Warriors. It comes from that. However, remember how I said that I'm an angel intuitive? Well, here's my story with that. The other day, it's just a couple months into starting to make videos, I decided that I needed to space them out because they were taking up way too much time for me to be able to work on my books or anything else. And all of that is very important to me. Once I made that decision and figured that out, I opened up my book document. I finally began working on it again. And this book is a magical course in angel numbers. And it is a book I very much meditate and try to establish a very strong connection with the angels when I write, because much of it, namely the guide and the whole second half of the book, is all channeled information. The numbers are based in numerology, but picking out the specific energy of each of those numbers and what the best message will be for the most amount of people. I rely on the angels to give me that information, and that's what I put in the book. So I always meditate before working on that book. But the other day when I did the meditation and I opened up the book document and I started to get ready to type instead of messages about the book coming through, I was overwhelmed and overtaken by the message of changing my YouTube channel name. So here I am finally able to work on my book, and the message that I'm receiving is about this YouTube channel again. It is about changing the name to my name rather than the Depression Warriors. But I didn't understand why, and I really didn't want to. I had put a lot of thought and preparation into creating this channel. It took me years to build up the courage to try making this channel, much less actually put a video out there. But despite those feelings, I've learned over the years not to second guess or overthink the guidance I get from my angels too much. So after a couple of days being consumed by this thought that I could barely think about anything else, just consumed by it, I went ahead and went over to YouTube and I changed the channel name. It made me nervous the whole time I was doing it, and my mind kept saying, this is not a smart move. Using a name that nobody knows or cares about instead of having a perfectly good keyword in the title is not how you're supposed to play this game. But I knew it was the right thing to do, even though I didn't understand why. I did have this vague sense that using the phrase or name Depression Warriors wasn't attracting the right people or reaching the right audience. But I didn't know if that was some sort of change that might help more people or be more successful, or if it was the right kind of people that it wasn't going to attract, or what was going on. So just a vague sense that it was the name and not the right people is as far as much of a reason as I got, or that I was picking up on for 2 weeks. But I did it anyway, It wasn't until the change was made and established and I just began to feel quite a bit more comfortable with it that during a meditation session, I ask the angels why. Why was this change necessary? How is it going to help me? How is it going to help anybody? So you see, at least with my angels, and I'm pretty sure most people's angels, questions like what or why, they tend not to be readily answered. And often they won't even be answered at all. These are just the kind of questions that angels answer on their own schedule, despite what I want, despite what you want, despite what we think we need or what we need in that moment or what we want or what's best. Apparently my angels think I have to be ready to hear the answer before they will give it to me. That's fair. They're probably right. But this day, and it was actually earlier today that I did this meditation, I actually got an answer. And the answer, came to me during that meditation. And that's why I'm making this video, to share with you the reason I have this channel and a little bit of my goals and what you can expect, so you can see if it might be something useful and helpful for you. The answer of why I needed to change the name really has a lot to do with me and my energy, and ultimately why my path and my purpose has brought me to this point in my life. You see, I've had depression, low self-worth, ADHD, anxiety, and all this stuff for basically my entire life. I've struggled with it. It's been a challenge. So my blog, my books, videos, anything I do is about how these spiritual and physical discoveries have saved my life, and it changed it immensely. And passing on and teaching what I've learned and discovered and helping others learn about these concepts and how to use them as well. But my focus is on how to do whatever you want, spiritual, metaphysical, new age wise, while dealing with things like depression, negative thinking, and low vibes. Like, how do you use the law of attraction when you have negative thoughts or feel bad about yourself? How do you connect with angels and channel their messages or even receive signs like angel numbers, but just understand them if you don't feel worthy? These are things I address in my blog, books, and now this channel. And of course, that is what the Depression Warriors is 100% about. It just has more of a focus on those who are deeply and chronically depressed. And it's because of all this that I wrote the Depression Warriors in the first place. And I had big plans for it. It was going to be this big old series of books. I had big dreams, passions, and inspiration for turning it into some kind of huge community of depression warriors that everybody was going to support each other. We're going to put an end to depression as the world knows it. I was going to change lives with what I've learned and what I've discovered, and with the help of the angels. This was how I was really going to make a difference and help people. So you can see why I wanted to start the YouTube channel as the Depression Warriors, right? But today, when the answer came, I clearly understood why. And the angel said, it's the name in the term depression. Although it's a keyword, which apparently is important to me. See, although a keyword, it will make many of those you're meant to help never consider watching or listening to your videos. Many of those you're meant to reach don't identify as depressed or in need of self-help for depression. They are on a spiritual journey and they know it, but the name Depression Warriors will not catch their attention when they need to see it most, and you will miss them. So now I know for sure, beyond any doubt, that there is someone, and maybe it's you, who is going to find my channel and my books, and it's going to help you. But you don't self-identify as having depression, or you're not looking for treatment for depression. Life is hard and challenging, and you may have a depressed mood or loss of hope and negative thinking, but all of those feelings and thoughts are part of life. You've had them for so long that they've just become normal to you, and you're seeking more beyond those feelings. You have blocks and things to work on, But depression and treating depression or working on depression is not your focus. There is so much more to your journey. And that word is just limiting because it's not what you are seeking and what you desire. And you are the one that the angels want me to reach. You are my purpose and my passion. The angels have messages and guidance and love and support to give to you. And you are here now, today, not by accident, but by divine guidance. The reason I was guided despite my ideas of what I thought was best about changing my channel's name was so that our paths could cross. But I am so excited for you to get here because I've got so much in my head and my heart that I want to share with you. So depression, anxiety, low self-worth, negative thinking are things that stand in the way of deep spiritual connection and working the law of attraction and of accomplishing your life's purpose because of how it affects your vibrational frequency. But these feelings run unequivocally high in those who have a highly spiritual purpose or who have exceptional spiritual gifts. So I'm talking about light workers, empaths, highly sensitive people, earth angels, indigo, crystal, and rainbow children, any kind of intuitive or psychic, and those strongly connected to the spiritual realm for any reason. Those of us who have a calling and a soul's mission to spread love and light and to help the world and all of its inhabitants to be closer to God. For highly spiritual beings, life on this physical plane is generally not an easy one. This happens for various reasons, but a big part of it is that the physical world is not supportive of our energy and our purpose. This is why you're so used to the feelings of depression and anxiety, and that's not the words that you're looking for to find the journey that you're on. The physical world is not supportive of our energy or of our purpose. It tends to push it from us rather than help us learn to embrace it and use it. We're kind of left on our own to figure it out for the most part. And that's if it isn't actively pushing us away from it and telling us to completely forget about it. So we're left to figure this out on our own, and that does not always happen. So we tend to feel lost, alone, directionless, like an outsider that never really fits in. Anxiety, depression, low self-worth becomes our normal because it does not seem like anyone out there gets us. They don't get who we are or how we feel. So finding your purpose, living your authentic life, and embracing your authentic true self will help you find your way, help you find your purpose and that connection. It's all there. I promise you that. And you are not alone. There are many of us light workers out there trying to find our way and our footing in this world. So the angels have guided me to do what I have been doing for years with my blog and just write about whatever comes to me through my inspiration and my intuition without the limitations or restrictions of the Depression Warriors title or any other title. And to be honest, guys, I feel great about it. I feel free, like a string has been cut and I'm just not being held back anymore. That's what happens a lot of the times when you follow that intuition and listen to that intuition despite your ego and your mind and your thoughts trying to convince you otherwise, but going with that spiritual, intuitive side, listening to your angels and your guides. It's pretty amazing. So I will still have my Depression Warriors category, of course. It's still important to me and has a lot of concepts that are helpful for anyone who experiences any kind of depression. However, the focus of this channel is about connecting with spirit, about getting to know your true and authentic self, and living a life of love, joy, and light that you are meant and created to live. This channel is about your spiritual journey and helping you deeply connect to it. And of course, there will always be a focus on raising vibes and how to get the most out of law of attraction and spirituality, even when your mood is low or when life is hard and when you feel bad about yourself in any way. Those are the things that I continue to struggle with the most, and those are the things I'm guided to help others with as well. Like attracts like. We are similar in many parts of our journey, and that's how we've come to be in the same place at the same time. So, this channel will be about overcoming low moods, dark nights, and other such things that are common for light workers and spiritual warriors. Because you are the ones being held back by the physical world. And you are meant to be, have, and do so much more as part of the greater divine purpose. The world needs you, and you deserve to feel good about yourself and the life you have here on this physical plane. So it is time for you to find your true worth. Feel the love God has for you and walk your life's path in the way that you are meant to. And you can start doing that by checking out another video. And of course, be sure to try out some of these guided meditations that will be in this playlist over here. Thank you for being here and for watching all the way to the end. I am sending so much love and blessings to you all. I look forward to seeing you in the next video. Bye-bye.